Hey everyone, welcome back. So did you ever wonder that in chatgpt or any other large language model, any other tool which is using, doesn't matter which large language model it's using, you get the answers in a tabular format. Now the recent models are good enough. So for example, if you ask a question to compare a few things or compare two things, you will get answer in a paragraph format, but you will also get a table. So when we say what is tabular format prompting, it is basically a prompt to structure your output, or you are asking the AI or large language model to structure your response in a way which gives you a clean, clear table format comparison or listing. Rather than in the paragraph and bullet format, you get it into the tabular format, and this is really helpful in many scenarios. For example, you want to compare the tools, you want to do comparison across certain types of things, you want to do comparison across the data or the prior data that you have within your project or organization. So when we say tabular format prompting, it's more of structuring your prompt to get the results in a clean, organized table. Okay, so now for example, if I want to ask, let's say if I ask explain unit testing and integration testing. Okay, so this is what I asked. Let's see what it answers. So just about unit and integration testing, just general question that I have asked without providing any of the role or context as such. So unit testing analogy and then integration testing analogy not in the tabular format as such in the initial, but then at the later part you will see that there is a quick comparison of unit testing and integration testing in the tabular format. So when we say tabular format prompting, you are specifically asking the LLM to format your answer. Instead of all of these paragraph and the bullet points, you specifically mention how you want the answer. So you specify the rows and columns the way you want LLM to respond. So how you will form the prompt for tabular format prompting. So for example, here I said explain unit testing and integration testing. So for the tabular format prompting, I'll simply say create a table comparing unit testing and integration testing with columns. So I can specify the columns as well. In the columns, I want the columns unit testing, feature, unit testing and integration. Let's keep these three columns in there. So I can specify with columns features and then unit testing and then integration testing. Okay, so now I have specifically created a prompt to create a table comparing unit testing and integration testing with columns feature, unit testing and integration testing. Now you will see the prompt is much more effective and the outcome that I am getting is much more cleaner in tabular format. Without any of the paragraph, any of the bullet points, straight to the point. In a tabular format, I have got the answer. Okay, so you'll see now I have the feature, the unit testing comparison with the integration testing straight away without any other extra detail. So this is what tabular format prompting is all about. Now if we talk about the analogy, or you want to understand it or want to correlate with the real example. Say for example, you went into a restaurant, and in the restaurant, say for example, you ask the waiter to serve you the dishes. So if you ask the waiter, they'll go ahead and provide you some of the menu items that they might have, but it's always good to go through the menu, right? So menu is kind of a table wherein the things or the menu or the food items are categorized in a neat and clean tabular format, which you can easily scan and go ahead and order. So that's how you should look at the tabular format prompting, so that you get more cleaner and clear output from the large language model. Now how you can go ahead and write the tabular format or effective tabular format, there are a couple of things to remember. So make sure that you define the context. When we say context, in the previous case I haven't defined the context. In this case I just asked to create a table comparing unit and integration testing. I could have also defined a context and role. So I can say, instead of saying or just asking this in general, I can update this something like I am a new IT graduate preparing for interview. So now you will see the difference. Okay, so I have given the role, so new IT graduate, and the context that I'm preparing for the interview. So first thing to keep in mind, any prompt, it doesn't matter it's tabular format prompt or any prompt that I'm talking about, giving the role and context will give you much better answer, because now you are an IT graduate and you're preparing for interview. So now the answer will be in the context of the fresh IT graduate and who is preparing for the interview, rather than the general response that I have got for comparison of the unit and integration testing. Okay, so if I go ahead and send this response now, you will see the context is changed, and because I am a fresh IT graduate, you will see the answer is little different and simple as per the candidate who is preparing for the interview. Then the next important thing is that you specify the column. If you want a specific column, then you have to specify how many columns you are looking for, and make sure that you are specifying the column properly. So for example, here we have specified the column, unit testing, integration testing, and the feature. So 3 columns, and that's how you have got the response. The third important thing is that you ask for comparison or listing. So here I have asked for the comparison, comparing, or you can also just list the item. You can say table, listing, unit and integration testing, or comparing. So if you are planning to compare, or if you are trying to compare the items, you do the comparison or provide comparison word, or if you are just listing the output, you provide the listing. So these are some of the important aspects of writing a better tabular format prompts. Now in terms of the real use cases, if we talk about the tabular format prompting in the testing or in the IT project management space, you will be using it a lot to do comparisons across your previous test data to get a quick analysis of the results or how the team has progressed over, say for example, the defect report and defect summary, how things have changed from the previous release to the current release. It will be really helpful in preparing the comparison across different learning concepts in the testing space or in the IT space, then during the project planning as well. So there are a lot of use cases wherein the tabular format is required, or your output is required into the tabular format. Now the next important thing is that you can also implement chain of table prompting, wherein you can start with the table and then you provide further prompt to refine it. For example, I can go ahead and create a list of test cases for the feature that I'm going to test, and once those test cases are generated in the tabular format, then I can ask the next prompt wherein I can say, based on the above generated test cases, prepare the test cases for API testing. Okay, or prepare the test cases for edge cases. Generate a table of edge cases, test cases. Generate a table of API test cases. So then from the broader table of test cases that had been created, you can use the chain of table prompting to create a subset of the test cases or subset table of the test cases according to the API test or the UI test accordingly. So that's chain of table prompting. So that's all for the tabular format prompting technique and how you are going to use it to effectively prompt in any large language model. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video with another great example and tutorial on ChatGPT.